I'll let the Mark 48 ADCAP guide itself in.
On sonar, noisemaker bearing 071.
Kaboom. I feel bad for the crew. They really didn't have a chance, but their captain should have put the boat at the surface. He knows what he's dealing with. A lone Seawolf. Welcome back to Cold Waters. Hope everyone's doing very well. This is Captain Numpty, or David Steele, depending on what you want to call me that day. Now, let me see. We have been intercepted by a couple of, well, by a submerged contact of some description. We don't really know what this is yet, so let's have a quick look around and see if Sierra 1 is a submerged contact. I know I could push F2 and see if it's on the surface or submerged, but I just want to filter out. Yeah, it doesn't look like this one is submerged, so let's see. Sierra 2 is submerged contact. Doesn't look like either of them are submerged contacts, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and push F2. Yep, that's a surface contact. They both are. Okay, so maybe it's incorrect and we're actually being intercepted by a surface contact. So let's look at warships. So I'm using the waterfall at the bottom right of the screen. All right, let's just check my depth. Okay. Oh wow, Sierra 1 is very noisy. Let me see. Now my crew is experienced, so they're actually pretty much detecting what this might be as I speak. So this could be a race. I don't think it's a military target. It's like a merchant to me.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Go back through the... I wonder if that's what it is. Couple of merchants.
Con sonar,
Okay.
Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
So it looked like the enemy contact was coming from the northwest. Or north-northwest. So let's go ahead and
Come left to 338, helm
point
I.
in its direction.
Depth 458, dive I.
If we can't detect it, the Chinese don't make
Dive at 458, dive I.
particularly
Con
quiet.
sonar, new contact bearing 054, designated Sierra 3.
I was gonna say they don't make particularly quiet nuclear boats, but they also use Russian technology. This is probably a diesel electric. I think a Ming is a nuclear boat. I think it's a Ming.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
I might be wrong. Is it? Oh, okay, I mean it doesn't say, but its speed would imply that it's a diesel electric as opposed to a nuclear, so I was wrong. It's not the first time. Well, let's go ahead and point north.
Come left to 000, helm I.
He's maybe 100, 150 feet depth. We're staying up at this depth because we benefit from our towed array. And that's very nice to have. Yeah, we're getting a pretty good sound signal back off this guy. 17 decibels. With the Toad, I wouldn't detect him with passive sensors, so he's pretty quiet. And looks like I didn't reload torpedo tube 2, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want to stay... Well, you know what? I think I really can. Because he's not going to hear me passively. So what we do is we just taken the boat out of ultra quiet. That's actually... It reduces sound by 5 decibels. And we're letting the torpedo team reload to number 2. That won't take too long. And when it does, I'll put the boat back into ultra quiet. Now let's accelerate time. He might be changing his course. Let's see if we...
helm, steady course.
See if we can get a better solution on him. 44% right now. I guess that's a yes, and then a no, because look, 37. Might be some distance from me. Okay.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready. Rig ship for ultra quiet.
I mean, okay.
Come right to 091 Helm I.
I'm still on accelerated time, but he doesn't seem to be a threat right now.
Con Helm, steady course.
Now, he may be a lot closer than I think, or that my sensors think. 32,000 yards out, I don't know that I would believe that right now. Sound can do weird things in the shallows. This might simply be that we can't really determine where it is, and the sound's bouncing around a lot. So, okay. I mean, he's within range, so could fire upon him. Let's get my solution better. I got a feeling he's maybe half the range. He might be like 14,000 yards away. Let's see. 83% solution, 84. Yep, there we go.
Sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Look at that. 15,000 yards away. And he's also facing away, so this is a good chance to get a sneaky shot off.
Shoot tube 2.
I'm going to run it north, so stick it in his baffles, and I'm going to turn south.
Come right to 180 Helm I.
If he puts his sonar on active, he's going to get a better return off me, but that's worth the risk, because running my torpedo north puts it a little bit away from my location, and also puts it more towards his direct 6 o'clock. And so it keeps hitting his baffles. And he will not be able to hear me if it's, or hear it if it's directly behind. Now that said, if you're close enough and it's a couple of degrees off, he is going to hear it, but I won't be worrying about that too much. So it's not quite 6 o'clock, but it's still some distance. Let's go ahead and just run it this angle here. So that's sort of east-northeast. I'd like it to get a little closer to the target. I'm going to straighten my course right there. He's still doing 5 knots, so I didn't detect me. He just turned hard and accelerated firmly, it looks like. What's his depth? Okay, well, it's most definitely within the detection range of this submarine, and not in terms of depth. He's still quite a distance out. Okay, well, we have 19 minutes of endurance on this torpedo, so I am going to accelerate time just a little bit and get the torpedo that little bit closer. So see how my solution's dropping? It's now showing as 91%. I'm going to turn a little bit more towards him.
Come left to 090 Helm I.
Angle my torpedoes slightly more towards him here. I've got the range to catch him. I'm not concerned about that, but don't want this battle to be all day. Okay, he's actually turning towards me, so I'm going to run the torpedo north. I'm going to try and keep it in his baffles if I can, because I'm potentially close enough. If he fires upon me, it might detect me. It likely won't, but it might. Okay. Gradually turning towards me. He's now doing 6 knots.
Helm, steady course.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
That answers that then.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Okay, so he's fired along the direction that the torpedo's coming from, so that's to be expected. There's a spread here. The lower one, the southernmost one, is pointing south of torpedo 2, and the other one is pointing north. He's picking with this active sonar, and he's going to get a good return on me. So let's run this, put this torpedo into active mode. Let's run it in. So let's see what's he doing. He's cavitating, so I guess he's fleeing. There's not much else he really can do. And he thinks I'm somewhere. He thought I was somewhere in that location, but the reality is I'm somewhere over here. Let's see. Can I even see his weapons? Oh, I don't think so. Alright, well, that's fair enough. This could be a pretty short engagement for him. May not get a return now, 7 decibels, but let's run it on accelerate time. He may counterfire upon me, and if he does, I've got lots of time to escape. In fact, let's not tempt fate.
Come right to 177 Helm I.
That is a very loud sonar. Let's not tempt fate. Let's actually run a little bit away from him. And, well, I'll say run away from him. A torpedo is a torpedo no matter what the boat is that fired it. And if you let it get close enough, let it detect you, let your guard down, you may lose. You may lose your own boat. Right, let's accelerate time this thing. Okay, here's torpedo 1's gone active. Change this torpedo's course.
Con, helm, steady course.
Speed's now at 16 knots.
Noisemaker bearing.
Oh,
0.
well
7,
timed.
0.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Oh, look at that.
Con
That's
sonar,
impressive.
Noisemaker bearing. 0. 7. 0.
Okay, so he timed his noisemakers just right, but right enough though. And I make my sonar active on the torpedo. What this means is that it'll bounce back a sonar, and there we go. We get much clearer visibility of the target. I'll let the Mark 48 ADCAP guide itself in.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing. 0. 7. 1.
Kaboom. Got him. That was a surface view of that. That's what we like to see. And bit of, I guess, diesel oil, other mechanical stuff floating up to the surface. I feel bad for the crew. They really didn't have a chance, but their captain should have put the boat at the surface. He knows what he's dealing with. A lone Seawolf. Oh, we know it's lone because they only made one. It's kind of a cool effect. Right, let's go back to my boat and see what's happening here. So, as there may be other targets out here, but I don't think so. Neither of these torpedoes is really a threat. It's going to get within maybe 4,000 yards of me, but its detection range... Oh, well, you know, let's actually just double check that. 1,600 yards, okay. So... Right, well, that was, so far, a fairly straightforward engagement.
Torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I'm gonna do an active sonar sweep, because if there's anything else out here, which there may be, I don't want to be surprised. Yeah, I don't want to be surprised, so active sweep.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
We'll give it 2 or 3 pings, see if we get anything back. Two. Don't expect anything, but just in case.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Right, well, as it turns out then, not much to see here. I think we took on the enemy, we took care of him, got the job done, and home in time for breakfast. Smoke me a kipper. Thanks so much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.